Let me... Now, wow, I just heard something in here. I mean, shit's only moved all the way up there, like somebody popped that up, you know? Here we go. This section will get you up to speed. The following article will help you understand your rights as a tenant, how lease and rental agreements work, tenants' safety, landlord liability. Now I'm going to pause it. Tenants' right to privacy. Just because the landlord owns the building you're renting doesn't give them the right to barge in whenever they like. As a tenant, you have the right to a reasonable level of privacy. Well, I ain't never said anything needs to be repaired or to come over for anything. So, yeah. My privacy has been violated 1000%. Now, since this is the old door plate and this is the new one, this is from someone Jimmy in the door. This is my new one. This is from someone Jimmy in the door. Notice how they almost line up. The top one lines up with the top one, and then the bottom one lines up with the bottom one here. Look at that, you know? Breaking and entering, right? Oh, the closet's unlocked. And then there's that. Now that would be somebody on the inside wanting to get out when the door is locked. Now I'm tired of having my rights violated on a daily basis. I don't care who opens the door, who sneaks into a fucking crawl space. You know, like I kept hearing in the kitchen when I'm sitting down, you know. What sounds like the top to my cabinet being lifted up because the fact that the shit on the top shelf is moved. Unless somebody was just up there digging around. I have the right to go and walk around without being spied and monitored on, like, you know, on a daily basis. You know, kind of like the videos I done posted and done showed what, you know, how things be working in the community these days. I have the right to be sitting in my shit and not be hit with military or crowd control weapons. Weapons. When I have a BB gun, yeah, I got a machete. Sure, I go camping. Here's my tent. Now there's my tent. First aid kit, fire starters, fishing stuff. Emergency stuff for when you're camping and shit, you know. Because, you know, poncho, glue gun, you know. Every day, on a daily basis, people in the community are taking cues from people under the color of law, violating my rights on a daily basis for a minimum of 2 years. But if these frequencies hit me in the heart and give me chest pains, well, what makes me think that when I had a stroke and seizure back in 2012, at the same time, my wife just died 5 months to the day later of her heart stopping. Yep, 5 months to the day, almost the same time at night, because the clock stopped when her soul left her body. That's how they used to say when people died at the hospital. The doctor would look at the clock and say, time of death, because the clock would stop. Mine was 1:30 a.m., clock stopped at 1:40 a.m. for her. So I'm going to say this shit has been ongoing for a good minute now, and it's all been illegal. I'm not a science experiment. And under the United States laws of being tortured, that's just not allowed. And to be tortured for 2 years, first you're isolated, then you're noise harassment, then you're whatever, and then you're hit with these sonic or frequency or, you know, entry, exit, stolen from, everything else. That shit is old. See, look, it sounds more criminal than the brothers on the block selling heroin. Because that's one felony, maybe two. Considering the fact that I'm having military or some kind of agency's weapons used against one person to try to stop a heart. Theft of goods, breaking and entering, stalking, and then let's not forget, you know, the remote neural monitoring, you know, being knocked the fuck out. Right here, on my bed, right here. Because that's highly illegal too, to try to take over one's mind and knock them unconscious for any amount of time. Let it be an hour, let it be 4 hours, it's all illegal. And then let's go to cameras being spied on in my apartment. How about mics? That's a wiretap law. How about my cell phone? That's a wiretap law also.